Hey, I'm Sandra and Guard. It is July 25th. Wow, it's Saturday. I created a video and the topic was what you need to know to release stagnant energy before the end of this month. And I had some tech difficulties. I still have the cards on the table. I think I will just sum it up by saying that relationships are key in connection with this topic. And I was feeling it like really taking stock of your relationship with yourself and with those in your primary circle. Getting clear about what's really important to you right now. So, for example, I have strong awareness today that for myself personally, easy is right. I have no interest in complicated relationships, complicated systems, anything that's going to scatter my energy. So, for example, I ditched the first video because I was going to have to take a long time to sort out the details to get it all to line up so I could upload it for you. I was just like, no, this isn't working. I can just put that aside and start again. So maybe that's going to show up for you in the same way with relationships. We're all different. I'm not implying that you move forward your life in the way that I am. However, I am actually a fire horse. That is my Chinese astrology. I was born in the last fire horse year of 1966. And we are literally in a fire horse year. So the energy is really chaotic. So anything that helps us stay on track and moving forward and not feeling the wobbles or feeling discombobulated is helpful. So what's it going to be for you? The cards were really clear in showing that you are nearing the end of a cycle and getting clear about what relationships bring you joy and um, moving away from karmic connections. There was like this energy of past life connections, feeling disappointment with some of your connections, and just, releasing the burden of that. If you've been putting in the work in those connections from an honest perspective with compassion, and you're still butting up against them and trying to make them work, maybe it's time to at least give them a break and focus on yourself. I'm not going to tell you what to take forward and what not, because relationships are really true to our heart, or they're challenging to our hearts, right? Or both. But the Empress card was in the near future. So it's really calling you to nurture yourself, um, tap into your sovereign nature and what brings you joy. I had a conversation with a stranger at the riverbank yesterday, and he was really like pushing up against my values around freedom of thought. Like he was trying to project his beliefs onto me in a really kind of forceful way, considering he doesn't even know me. And it was just like, no, I need to move away from this person. Thankfully, his wife called. It saved the day, so I could move away from him naturally. But this is just an example of, if you become clear that a connection isn't going to work for you, whether it's with a complete stranger or with somebody that's near and dear to you or has been, maybe it's time to take stock of that and make some hard choices. Yeah, so I'm accessing the Druid Animal Oracle because I want to bring it into the last video that's still on the site, and didn't happen, but I remembered. So let's see what wants to come through here. So yeah, definitely a strong theme about relationships right now. three cards: the bear, the blackbird, and the fox. So, with the fox card connected to what I was sharing with you, it's a call to know when to speak your truth and when to stay silent. So, it's a bit of a balance. Oftentimes in the videos, I feel like I am encouraging people to speak up because that's something that I need to do for myself as well. But this is more like a balanced energy where um, there may be a necessity to uh, just be aware of what you're sharing and when, I would say. And with this bear energy and the blackbird, I'm really feeling it like coming back to that message about sovereignty with the bear and with the blackbird, heeding the call of your soul. So if your relationships, or even the way you used to view yourself, even if your relationships are impeding upon the call of your soul, if people are saying, no, don't do that, or you fear silent judgment from them, or what have you, you're not how do I say it? Listen to the call is what I want to say, you know? Sometimes we doubt ourselves, or we think, who am I to go do that or explore that or even feel that or say that? But this is a time of a lot of really significant change. And coming back to the original topic that I had for this video today before I had tech issues was, what do you need to um, release in terms of like stagnancy this month? And I'm feeling it like releasing almost like limiting beliefs about yourself and allowing your relationship with yourself to change and your relationship with others. The Judgment card was here in the original spread of cards and the Ten of Wands. They both really speak to closing out cycles. The Judgment card is the second last card in the Major Arcana and the Tarot, where you're really almost at the end of a cycle. And sometimes we can really resist that because change is scary. But I feel like you're being guided and you're being pulled by your soul self, by your higher self, by your eternal self, and to just trust in that. Because I feel like you've gained a lot from your relationships in terms of learning. So we have that growth through challenges, but to trust that you are meant to expand and honor your sovereign self. That doesn't mean that you live a completely independent life of relationships, but I'm reminded of what I was saying earlier about, for myself personally, if something feels in alignment, it's not going to be super complicated. It's just going to flow. So thanks for being here today. If you want to do a personal session with me, you can go to ggirllifestyle.com. Take care.